Hey guys, what's up? It's Mack, Guitar Guy here with you, and today is going to be a follow-up on putting that HX Stomp pedal board together. I've got it all put together and completed, so today I wanted to take you guys on a walkthrough as far as putting this pedal board together and maybe give you some tips and tricks on how to cleanly put a pedal board together utilizing the HX Stomp. Let's hop over and take a look. Now, in giving you just a quick overview of the board, aside from the HX Stomp, you'll notice that I have a reverb pedal and an overdrive pedal on this board. Those are some of the things that I found that on the fly, it's just quick and easy for me to make just adjustments by adjusting some dials quickly as needed. I use the reverb pedal more so as kind of my amp reverb. And if I want more ambient reverbs, of course, I'll go to the HX Stomp for that. The overdrive pedal I will use for a lot of my crunch sounds, or for some settings I will use it as a boost as well. So there again, in certain situations where I need quick access to those things, I have them through the pedals. Those pedals are inserted into the HX Stomp, so I am able to add each of these pedals as needed to a send and return loop within the HX Stomp. Now, you'll notice that I have a MIDI controller at the bottom left of your screen there, which gives me 3 additional buttons. So I'm able to program bank up and down utilizing this pedal. And just to your right or my left of it, there is a tap tempo button or switch as well. So this gives me access to the HX Stomp's tap tempo function as well as the tuner function. This way I'm really able to maintain the same functions that I'm familiar and used to using in the Line 6 Helix in the smaller format board. And to the bottom left or bottom right of your screen, you'll see that I have a Jim Dunlop DVP4 mini expression pedal. This gives me access to the Helix's wahs and volume control. So this pedal board really gives me all of the functionality that I'm so used to and familiar with using in my Line 6 Helix, but it's only about half the size of the Line 6 Helix. So the first thing I recommend doing is, once you have all components of your pedal board, go ahead and lay them out across the pedal board and wire them up. You're not securing them to the pedal board at this point, but just ensuring that the layout is functional and accessible and working for you. Now, I actually did this with the pedal board in this configuration, working with it for 2 to 3 days just to make sure that everything was accessible, I could easily access the buttons, and everything was functioning and wired up properly. So at this point, we can actually start deconstructing the pedal board. Now, the pedal board that I opted to go with is a pedal board that I found on Amazon that met the specific measurements that I was looking for this particular pedal board. It measures 13.8 by 11 inches. Keeping in mind from a previous video, my sole purpose for this pedal board is to have a pedal board that has the functionality of my Line 6 Helix in a small format that would fit underneath an airplane seat in front of me when traveling. Previous pedal boards that I've built and utilized have all been with pedal train pedal boards, but the construction and build of this pedal board is equivalent to those pedal train pedal boards that I've used in the past. So the first thing I want to do is to get my power distribution block affixed to the pedal board. I've mentioned this particular power distribution block in a previous video. It is custom to the HX Stomp. It's made by a company by the name of Sweet Foot Pedals. You can find them at sweetfootpedals.com. Now this pedal board does come with a bracket for power distribution units, but it didn't work quite well with this particular power distribution block. So I went with affixing the power distribution unit by using Velcro. This particular power distribution unit has an outlet that is specific to the needs of the HX Stomp. It also comes with a cable included that is specific to powering the HX Stomp. In addition to the HX Stomp outlet, it also has 5 additional outlets for traditional pedals. I'm using industrial strength Velcro, so there's no wiggling or loosening of the units or pedals once they are fixed. In addition to using Velcro, I'm also using zip lock mounts. That way I'm able to neatly arrange all of the cabling underneath the board. Now once we have our power distribution in place, we want to go back to the top of our board and start to reconstruct our layout. We want to put everything back in place, including the cabling in between the units to ensure that our spacing is correct. Once we have everything back in place the way we want it, this is going to be our reference. We're going to start with the HX Stomp. So we'll apply our Velcro to the bottom of the HX Stomp and we will Velcro it in place. The next thing that I'll Velcro in place is my expression pedal, because it sits at the bottom right hand corner of the pedal board. Between the expression pedal and the HX Stomp, they give me my reference points for beginning to Velcro all of the other pedals in place. Now the expression pedal that I opted to go with this pedal board is the Dunlop, the DVP4 mini expression pedal. This is my first experience using a mini expression pedal. After doing my research, the DVP4 seemed to be the expression pedal that gave you the widest range of articulation. So after I have the HX Stomp and the expression pedal in place, I want to begin to route my power to my HX Stomp. From here, it's just a matter of starting to place each individual pedal. Again, routing my signal cables or insert cables, as well as running power to each pedal. Now the cabling that I opted to go with for this pedal board is by RockBoard by Warwick. They are very low profile insert cables, audio cables, as well as the MIDI cable that I have going between the MIDI controller and the HX Stomp, in addition to the additional power outlet cables I'm using. They are all RockBoard cables. I did use MAKA cables for my returns from the reverb unit and the distortion pedal. But all of the cabling used for this pedal board are very low profile cables. When putting together a pedal board of this size, every millimeter counts. So finally, we have everything secured in place with all of our cabling run. One of the things you'll notice is the HX Stomp is somewhat inset or set lower on the board, and there's a reason for that. Once we have our cabling attached, our 1/4" inputs and outputs, we want to make sure that those metal jacks are resting over the pedal board and not hanging off. I would hate for someone during a sound check or what have you to walk by and step on the edge of those jacks, causing any damage to the HX Stomp itself. Now we'll go back underneath the board and begin to clean up all of our wiring using those Ziploc mounts and Ziploc ties. Well, as always, I hope this video has been beneficial and you've been able to take away some tips and tricks that will aid in your experience as a guitarist. So please make sure to give me a like and make sure to click that subscribe bell for more guitar related content. And until the next time, we'll see you soon.